Welcome to our deep dive into one of the most significant financial decisions you'll make: how to acquire your next car. Whether you're eyeing a sleek sedan, a rugged SUV, or a zippy hatchback, the way you pay for it can have a massive impact on your wallet, your peace of mind, and even your lifestyle. The options: buying outright, financing through hire purchase, leasing, or opting for a personal contract purchase or PCP are far from straightforward. Each comes with its own financial implications, psychological factors, and long term consequences that can either save you thousands or cost you dearly. Car dealerships often nudge you towards certain options, like flashy PCP deals, because they're profitable for them. But what's best for you? That depends on your financial situation, driving habits, and personal priorities. Do you value the freedom of full ownership, or do you crave the flexibility of driving a new car every few years? Are you comfortable tying up a chunk of cash, or would you rather keep your money liquid for other investments? These are the questions we'll unpack today. In this video, we'll break down the four main ways to get a car: buying outright, hire purchase, leasing, and PCP. We'll crunch the numbers with a real-world example, explore the hidden costs, and reveal the psychological and practical factors that go beyond the price tag. By the end, you'll have the tools to make a well-informed decision that aligns with your financial goals and lifestyle. So buckle up and let's hit the road to financial clarity. Let's start by laying out the four primary ways to acquire a car. Each method has its own structure, benefits, and drawbacks, and understanding them is the first step to making the right choice. Buying outright. First up, buying outright. This is the simplest approach. You walk into a dealership, pay the full price up front, whether it's $20,000 or $50,000, and drive away with the car fully yours. No monthly payments, no interest, no contracts hanging over your head. From day one, you have complete ownership, which means you can modify the car, drive it as much as you want, or sell it whenever you like. The benefits are clear. You avoid interest charges, so the total cost is just the sticker price. You're free from the stress of monthly payments, and you have total control over the vehicle. But there's a catch. Paying up front requires a significant amount of cash, which not everyone has lying around. Plus, a car is a depreciating asset. Its value drops the moment you drive it off the lot. You're also on the hook for all maintenance and repair costs, which can add up over time. Hire purchase, finance. Next, let's talk about hire purchase, often just called financing, especially popular in places like the UK. With hire purchase, you put down a deposit, typically 10 to 15% of the car's price, and borrow the rest at a fixed interest rate over a set period, usually around 3 years. You make monthly payments, and once you've paid off the loan, the car is yours. The upside: you spread the cost over time, making it more manageable than shelling out the full price up front. The fixed interest rate gives you predictable payments, so you know exactly what you're in for. But the total cost is higher because of the interest, and you don't legally own the car until that final payment is made. If your budget is tight, those monthly payments can feel like a burden. Leasing. Leasing is like renting a car for the long term. You pay an initial deposit, then make monthly payments for a set period, typically 2 to 3 years. At the end of the lease, you return the car to the dealership. Your payments are based on the car's expected depreciation during the lease term, plus some fees, which often makes them lower than financing. Leasing is great if you love driving a new car every few years without the hassle of selling it later. Maintenance costs are usually low since the car is under warranty, but you never own the car, and there are strict rules like mileage limits and restrictions on modifications. Go over the mileage cap or return the car with excessive wear, and you'll face extra charges. Personal contract purchase, PCP. Finally, there's personal contract purchase, or PCP, a hybrid between leasing and hire purchase. You pay a deposit, then make monthly payments based on the cars. Your net cost is the full $17,000 since there's no resale value to offset it. Personal contract purchase, PCP. With PCP, you again put down $4,500, and let's assume the same 11% interest rate. Your monthly payments are based on the car's depreciation, so they're around $453, lower than hire purchase. Over 3 years, you pay about $21,000 total, $4,500 deposit plus $16,500 in payments. At the end of the term, the car has a guaranteed future value or balloon payment of $15,000. If you return the car, your net cost is $21,000 and you walk away with nothing. If you decide to keep the car, you pay the $15,000 balloon payment, bringing your total to around $36,000. If you sell the car for its $16,000 resale value, your net cost is $36,000 minus $16,000 or $20,000 buying outright. If you buy outright, you pay the full $30,000 up front. After 3 years, the car is worth $16,000, so your net cost is $30,000 minus $16,000, which is $14,000. No interest, no monthly payments, just the upfront hit. What the numbers tell us. Let's summarize the net costs, assuming you sell the car after 3 years where applicable. Buying outright, $14,000. Hire purchase, $18,000. Leasing, $17,000, no ownership. PCP return, $21,000 ownership. PCP keep and sell, $20,000. Buying outright is the cheapest if you have the cash and are okay tying it up in a car. Leasing edges out PCP if you plan to return the car thanks to lower payments. PCP becomes the most expensive if you keep the car due to that hefty balloon payment. Hire purchase falls in the middle. Less costly than PCP for ownership, but pricier than leasing or buying outright. These numbers are estimates, of course. Interest rates, depreciation, and resale values vary, and fees like maintenance or excess mileage can add up, especially with leasing or PCP. The key is to run these calculations yourself based on the specific car and deal you're considering. Now, let's pull back the curtain on the dealership's perspective. Why do they push certain options? Simple. Profit. PCP deals are often the most lucrative for dealers because they keep you in a cycle of payments. You return the car after a few years, start a new PCP deal, and the dealership secures another sale. Plus, they can tack on extras like extended warranties or gap insurance, which boost their margins. Dealers might sweeten the pot with dealer contributions or low deposits to make PCP look irresistible. But don't be fooled, these incentives often mask higher total costs. Always ask for the full breakdown of payments, including interest and any final balloon payment, and compare it to other options. Beyond the sticker price, there are hidden costs to watch for. With leasing and PCP, exceeding mileage limits, say 8,000 miles per year, can lead to steep penalties, sometimes 10 cents or more per extra mile. Damage beyond normal wear and tear, like scratches or worn tires, can also trigger fees. Financing and buying outright don't have these restrictions, but you're responsible for all repairs, which can be costly as the car ages. Then there's the opportunity cost of buying outright. That $30,000 you spent could have been invested elsewhere, say in the stock market, earning 7–10% annually. Over 3 years, that could grow significantly, potentially offsetting the interest costs of financing. It's a trade-off between the freedom of ownership and the potential for higher returns elsewhere. Choosing how to get a car isn't just about dollars and cents, it's about how the decision fits your life. Let's explore the psychological and practical factors. If you're someone who loves the idea of owning your car outright with no strings attached, buying outright or hire purchase is for you. Once the car is paid off, you're free from payments and can modify, drive, or sell it as you please. But ownership comes with responsibility. You'll cover all maintenance and repairs, which can be a headache as the car ages. On the other hand, leasing and PCP offer flexibility. You get to drive a new car every few years without the hassle of selling it. Monthly payments are lower, which can feel less stressful, but you're locked into mileage limits and condition requirements. If you're rough on cars or love customizing, these restrictions can feel suffocating. Your driving habits matter. If you rack up miles, say for a long commute or frequent road trips, leasing or PCP could sting with over mileage fees. If you're a low mileage driver, like someone who just uses the car for errands, these options might be more cost effective. Also, consider how long you want the car. If you plan to keep it for a decade, buying or financing makes more sense. If you get bored and want something new every few years, leasing or PCP fits the bill. Your financial priorities play a big role. If you hate debt and love the security of owning things outright, Buying or hire purchase aligns with that mindset. But if you're comfortable with ongoing payments and value having extra cash for investments or emergencies, leasing or PCP might be better. Think about what keeps you up at night: the idea of a big upfront payment or the thought of never truly owning your car. So, how do you decide? Let's break it down by when each option makes the most sense. When to buy outright. No, buying is ideal if you have the cash and don't mind tying it up in a car. You plan to keep the car for many years, minimizing the impact of depreciation. You want full control to modify or drive as much as you like. You're okay handling maintenance and repairs. This option gives you peace of mind and the lowest long term cost, but it requires significant upfront capital. When hire purchase is a good fit. Hire purchase works well if you want to own the car but can't pay up front. You're comfortable with monthly payments and a bit of interest. You plan to keep the car after the term ends. It's a middle ground, more expensive than buying outright but less complex than PCP. When leasing is advantageous. Leasing is a smart choice if you want lower monthly payments to free up cash. You love driving a new car every few years. You don't want the hassle of selling a car. You're okay with mileage and condition restrictions. It's perfect for those who prioritize flexibility over ownership. When PCP is worth considering. PCP makes sense if you want options at the end of the term: return, keep, or upgrade. You're unsure about long term ownership. You like lower monthly payments compared to higher purchase. Just be cautious of the balloon payment and restrictions. Tips for a smart car purchase. Here are 5 practical tips to ensure you make the best decision. Run the numbers yourself. Don't trust the dealership's math. Use online calculators or a spreadsheet to compare total costs, including deposits, interest, monthly payments, and resale values. Know your driving habits. High mileage? Avoid leasing or PCP unless you negotiate higher limits. Love customizing? Stick with ownership. Align with your financial goals. If you value liquidity for investments, leasing or PCP might leave you with more cash. If debt stresses you out, buying or hire purchase is better. Resist dealer pressure. Dealers may push PCP or throw in incentives to sway you. Always focus on the total cost over the term, not just the monthly payment. Consider nearly new cars. A 2 or 3 year old car has already taken the biggest depreciation hit. You can save thousands by letting someone else absorb that initial drop. Choosing how to acquire your next car is more than a transaction. It's a financial decision that can shape your wealth and lifestyle for years. Buying outright offers freedom and the lowest net cost, but demands a big upfront payment. Hire purchase spreads the cost and leads to ownership, but comes with interest. Leasing keeps payments low and lets you drive new cars, but leaves you with nothing at the end. PCP offers flexibility, but can be the priciest if you keep the car. The key is to align your choice with your financial situation, driving habits, and personal values. Run the numbers, think about your long term goals, and don't let dealerships steer you into a deal that benefits them more than you. Financial literacy is your superpower here. By understanding the true costs and trade offs, you can make a choice that not only gets you behind the wheel, but also sets you up for greater financial freedom. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your car buying experiences in the comments, and let's build a community of savvy consumers. Thanks for watching, and drive smart.